Percent Podcast.
Okay, we're live. This is Matthew, and I'm back with another Spotlight interview. So during the course of these Spotlight interviews, one of the things that I really enjoy the most is trying to highlight all the very different kinds of creators that live on the Scent platform. Obviously, we have a lot of artists, we have musicians, we have VR designers, we have digital craftsmen, and we also have a lot of writers. I think it was Andrew CM, one of my teammates, who first pointed me out to the gentleman that I'm going to be speaking with today because of their poetry. And as someone who struggles to keep the word count down, I'm always in awe of a great wordsmith and poet, such as my guest today. So I'm really excited to talk about their poetry, their craft, how they think about writing. I'm very excited to have the poet whose pen name is positioned on the spotlight. So welcome to the show.
So yeah, hello, Matthew. It's been really great to talk to you. I have been waiting. So what's up?
Yeah, what's up? So let's get into it. So tell the folks who you are. Give us a little introduction about who you are and what you do.
I am actually in mechanical engineering. I'm a student of mechanical engineering, and I have been writing poems for 7 or 8 months. So it's like that. I'm an amateur actually, but it's the poetry calls me I need to write something. It's like that. So I just started to write and found Scent and started to just show people that these are my words like that. And I really appreciate that something like Scent actually exists, which really promotes artists and poets and writers and all type of people related to art. So it's really great.
So I love how you're studying mechanical engineering and at the same time you're a poet. I feel like a lot of people think that the hard sciences and engineering are somehow totally separate from like poetry. It's like they're two opposite ends of a spectrum. And I know you said you're an amateur poet. I mean, reading through your poems, they definitely do not seem amateur at all. I recommend everyone go search for Positioned and check out their writing. It's beautifully concise and poignant. You can kind of like feel the emotion that you perhaps were feeling at the time. And I'm curious, 7 months ago, what got into you to the point where you started writing a poem? But take us back to that day or night 7 months ago when you put the pen to paper or your fingers to the keyboard and pounded out the poem.
It was not really 7 months ago, but actually I'm a rapper. You can say that, but rap is poetry, So I have been listening to rap for quite a while. So the poems does not reflect the rap style, but it's really just what I feel, and it's all about me actually, the poetry. But I really like that people really feel the things I say. So, and the first day I wrote was quite I don't know what, but I just started writing. It was not really something special, and I don't know how I just got better with every passing word. It was like that.
And you mentioned rap as being a big influence, and we definitely share a passion for good music, it seems. And rap is definitely in my playlist. I'm curious, who are some of the rappers or figures in hip hop that you like to listen to these days, and then maybe when you were younger?
At first I started listening to local rappers like them. I'm from India, so the Indian rappers. I was 14 maybe, but then I just really started exploring. So nowadays, right now I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Tupac and those artists like who really got poetry in themselves, and they like really show things, and how they write is does really influence me. So I just started writing. I don't know I would be a rapper or not, but I just wanna show people my words, you know.
God, those are all such good choices. Well, I'm going to pick out Kendrick Lamar from there because Section 80, I think this may have been like 2011 when I first came across that album. I just would listen to it on repeat. And there's this one lyric, he said it, and he said it's so perfect. The simplest shit be more pivotal. And it just kind of siren call for brevity, for conciseness, which is exactly what poetry is to me. Just be simple in what you're writing. I feel like too many people try to be flowery in their poetry. And that's why I like what you write. It's very simple, clear. It's not complicated. Like what Kendrick was talking about with simpler shit being like much better, in my honest opinion. Is there any particular lyric or message or song from those rappers and hip hop artists that kind of sticks with you? Like that quote from Kendrick Lamar sticks with me. I'm curious.
Like for Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, I really started exploring them right now. But J. Cole really influenced me. Right now, I'm just bumping the song. It's actually an interlude from a album like More Money. It's the name of it, and that song really shows how money influence us. Like everyone have their struggles with money. Everyone is running for money. So like it really shows that, and I have been listening to that song for like quite a long time. Like I listen to it all day. It's like that. Yeah, and for real, I really the artist which really influenced me is Hopsin. Hopsin. Hopsin.
Okay. Not sure. Tell me about them. I'm going to look them up in the meantime.
Okay, so he's underground really. Like he's not from any label, but he's quite famous. Like he first dissed Lil Wayne and all that, so he got
okay.
famous like that. But he really expresses myself and say things I wanna say. So I just listen to him more, or like, but J Cole and Kendrick I listen because they are just legends. They are genius,
Yeah.
poetic
No,
genius.
yeah. Absolutely. 100% agree with you there. Absolute poets. And well, okay, you're a poet too, though. Obviously,
Yeah,
the big difference between your type of poetry and their type of poetry is music. I'm curious, as a written poet, and I think you feel this way. This is probably why you've been listening to rap and hip hop for so much longer than you've been writing poetry. What do you think it is about the combination of poetry and music that is so powerful?
like rap just really influence us much. Like there are beats on the background, and it's like the dopamine when the rapper starts just spitting words as the beat drops. So I think it's the beat which really influence much. And as in poetry, you can add music like guitar or something, but it's not really the power in, like, the words are powerful, but the way to say it is more important.
Mm.
So like it's really good like that, you know.
Oh, totally.
So like it's like that. I rap, but I'm still trying to be better. Like I don't wanna be like them, but I wanna like produce something more mine. So, like
Mm-mm-mm.
I can, I want to show something which I invented. That's why my poetry, I think I don't want to use those high vocabulary that people can't really even understand. So I just use simple words and all that.
Mm. I love that. That's what I personally aspire to. So it's been a while for me to share a poem. Maybe when I was in university, I would be struck like in moments, typically in the fall and winter. I would feel something, I would think of an emotion, I would think of like a moment or a scene, and I would just go and run with it. And sometimes I would write very, very simple, short poems. Sometimes it would be longer, more detailed, but it was always like those moments, those feelings, like pictures of something past, gone by, that would kind of like serve as the impetus for me to actually write a poem. What is it like for you? Is it something similar? Is it different? Have you shared like almost 30 poems on Scent? Do you write them the same way? Are they more practice? Yeah, tell me about what the impetus is for the poems typically when you write.
Like I would be realistic. Like it's more like I just it just calls me. Like I wanna write. It's not like if I put and a really good effort to write something, it's not good. And if I don't put the effort and it just comes on its own, it would be really a good work. A good poem. All of them I uploaded were like just they came in. Like I didn't really put an effort to write them. They are just my feelings. I just I just grabbed the pen and started writing. It's like that. When like I felt something, like I wanna write like that. So it was really like that. I actually wrote a poem yesterday. If I can share it here, like it, I haven't uploaded it on Vent, but I can share it.
Yeah, go ahead. I was about to ask you to do the same thing. Perfect.
Yeah. So here it is. Uh, I put my hand on the grass. I can listen to the heartbeats. The world is beautiful and it's alive. It calls me and it holds me. If I ever need to find me, it's the only way I could freeze my tears. I could set fire on my soul. I could move myself, do something better, and give the world my best. Instead, I could tell everyone that you are everything you have. You can never be a burden on yourself. There is margin to pain you take. There are margins to what you make of yourself. So that's that. It's like not really complete, but it's just the starting the main part of the poem. I haven't completed it yet. So like it's like that.
I can feel that fire. Oh man, I feel that emotion. I totally feel that emotion.
Like but I really wanna write more poems about love, but I really can't. I don't know why. Like, I just can't. You if you haven't noticed, none of them are about love and all that
Yeah,
bullshit.
at all.
If if you have seen it, people want that, but I can't really write anything about love or something related. You know,
Is that a purposeful decision to avoid it, or is it something every time you feel like you may write about it that the words just don't flow? What do you think the reason is that you haven't written about love? Because that's obviously what most people, in my opinion, tend to gravitate towards when they write poetry. Unrequited
yeah,
love, a lover past, maybe they're madly deeply in love in the moment.
yeah, or breakups or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So like it's more like my words don't flow, as you said. I I just can't write really good poems. I actually tried, but they were not really the good ones. I don't feel they were good. So I don't really write about it. I actually dropped the idea, or you can say I haven't experienced it yet. So it's like that.
I like that. That almost gets to the question about sharing poetry. I feel like everyone can write poetry. It's probably very cathartic for most people if they give it a chance to just let something flow. But the difference between writing poetry in private versus sharing poetry in public is the difference between dancing with your clothes on in your room and then dancing naked in public, I think, especially when you write something so simple. Like there's no flexibility almost. You're out there. It looks different than a blog post or any other article. It's a very distinctly emotive kind of expression. So it's very, you have to really go out on a limb to share the poetry publicly. And like, what do you, I mean, just generally, maybe not in your particular case, why do people share their poetry publicly? What are some of the reasons, do you think?
Um, Mostly for me, I just want to share because people can just feel better. All of my poems are more like you can just get up and do your stuff. It's more like I was actually down. I accept that I was actually down, so I just got up and poetry helped me. So I just try to get people to get up, and for many poets I think it's really the same. They want to show what they really think and what they really feel, their emotions. Actually, I think it's that for most of the poets and rappers, they want to say something, and it's the best way. Poetry and rap is the best way to say things. Songs, music, it's the best way to express ourselves. So they, I think it's the reason why everyone, every artist or anyone shares their art. It's like that, I think.
I think that is spot on. Like it's not just being a poet and sharing your work publicly. It's the same for any artist who's creating something, right? My next question, I know you shared your most recent poem. I'm curious, out of the poems that you've shared so far, is there a particular piece that you just think is you read it and you're like, wow, I love that. Like do you have a poem that you particularly love the most of yours? I'm always curious about that. I have a few myself that I love to go back after a certain amount of time has passed, read over it and just be like, that's great. Either it takes you back or it's just, yeah, it just kind of feels good. Is there any poem there that you could pick for us?
Yeah, yeah. There's a one of it's a I shared before the last one. It was about after death what the person feels like. People just come and go to his graves. At the grave, the relatives, his friends, and everyone. Many people come after he dies, but like no one shows the support when he was alive. It's a really how it was. I read it and I just feel it again and again and again. It's like that. So should I share it? Should I speak it or
Yeah.
anything?
Go ahead and recite it for us. I feel like that's the benefit of poems, that we can actually share more as we're recording.
Yeah, so the sun kept shining and the night seemed wise. The earth kept juggling and so did his body. He died a long time ago. Now he is rotting inside a coffin. Everyone says he lived a blissful life, but we never know. We not him, he was never us. It's been a long time, now just the bones are left. Soon they will fade too, like every other body in the graveyard. People came to meet him, but he was not capable of talking to them. They gave him flowers, but he was not capable of holding them and smelling them. The wind there was wise. He told everyone who came there, just if you had done this while he was alive, he would have felt better. So that's that. I every time I read it, it's like I feel the energy in it, you know, like the emotion. So it's really like that. I actually think people should talk to their friends and relatives more often and show them support and that they love them and everything, the emotions they feel and everyone around them. So it's like that.
100%. There's nothing more precious than the time we have with the people that we love. But like you picked up on, I feel like way too many people let those moments slip through the cracks, or they don't say as much as they could say in the moment. And it just, no one wants to remember that when it's their time to go. It's super relatable. It's beautiful. And well, I have to ask you, since you are studying for mechanical engineering, which is literally the opposite of poetry, um, like, I mean, we don't have to keep talking about poetry, but I'm curious, like, what is your, over the next couple of years, what are your ambitions? Do you want to, I'm not sure if you're in undergraduate or graduate or getting your PhD, but like, what are your plans? Do you want to continue to be, do you want to be an engineer professionally? Yeah. Talk about that. And then maybe weave in where poetry, where art fits into that future.
So I'm 18 actually. I'm just in the first year of mechanical engineering. So it's like I just it's been 6 months since I joined engineering. So actually I really wanted to be a mechanical engineer, and that's why I chose this. It was not like my parents forced me or anything, but I just wanted to be a mechanical engineer. And probably I want an future in mechanical engineering, because it's just my passion. I want to be a mechanical engineer. It's like the love for machines and the theory and everything. So it's like that. I That's why I joined mechanical engineering. I mean bachelor's actually. At least I want to be like good in that field too.
That's awesome. And then, like, do you have a type of company sector that you would like to work in eventually to apply your mechanical engineering? The reason I ask is, like, previously I worked at an engineering and construction company in the civil engineering business unit. But I had several friends who worked in, for example, like the plant business unit, working on like nuclear power plants or like coal-fired power plants, all that. And a lot of people over there were mechanical engineers, or certain like building projects that were just like mega in size that required mechanical engineers. Like, do you have any particular type of company that you hope to one day work for as a mechanical engineer? I know that you're super early, but I feel like the more you think about that, the more helpful it is as you keep studying. It's just super helpful, I think.
Yeah, it's helpful. I You really won't know the company, but like L&T, you won't know it, but it's in India.
Larson and
It's like,
Torbo, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's yeah. So I want to work in L&T. And about construction business, I can really relate to it. And my father is in construction business. So like he's a civil engineer, and he is in construction business. So I have been really many times on the site of his work. So I know, like, I have literally worked there. You can say that.
That's so cool. No, my former company, Samsung Mulsan, Samsung CNT, our JV partner many times in our projects in India, what was L&T. So I'm very, very familiar with L&T. Maybe we're like the only people on Cent that know L&T, potentially. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome really, but it's a huge it's in infrastructure too. So it's like that. L&T is in infrastructure too.
Well, I obviously we don't want to keep you too long. You have to get back to your studies probably, but I want to make sure that I give you the last word to kind of share anything that you'd wanted to talk about, or share anything that you wanted to say to the Cent community. So the stage is yours to say whatever you would like.
It's Cent has been like I said at the start, Cent gave me a stage which I didn't had, like and you know it's not about the earning or anything, but I just wanted a stage. And scent was that, and it really supports me. They people just show me love. Like they really appreciate when the poem is good, and and if it's not, I would know. Like the people who want really, I just want it to be realistic, more realistic, and like not the fake thing on many social medias like Instagram or many other places. As I post something about my poetry, it's just people would react like it's good and it's great and everything, but it's not like that on Sand. If uh, if it's good, people would show love and like shade on it, and so Scent is really uh, great social network. So for me, I am really glad that I found it. I wish I had found it sooner. I would have been more.
Yeah, and we're really happy to have you. It's just great to have such thoughtful, passionate creators sharing their work with everyone and adding value in that way. That's why I personally love Scent and why I came on as a user and became part of the team. Is just everything that you said. Very, very, very similar with me.
Yeah, like I wanted to say that I really appreciate that you reached me out, and you are doing really a great work on Scent. Like I really appreciate it. You do so many things on Scent, and it's really good.
Thanks for noticing. That really does mean a lot. And positioned, it was awesome to finally get a chance to speak with you over the phone. There's just something about like having that human voice connection that like brings everything fully together. It's quite powerful, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about your art, about your poetry, and about life. So I want to wish you the best, and I really hope that you keep on creating.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Have a good day.
Scent Podcast. Scent Podcast. Scent Podcast. Scent Podcast.